Hello, beautiful people. It's a lovely day, another wonderful day. And you're welcome to another episode of Behind Closed Doors, the secret we don't share until it's over. Here is where we learn and unlearn. And I remain your number one host, as usual, Damilola Adidbera, aka Damien Swags. And on today's show, we're going to be learning a lot as usual. So sit, relax, and go nowhere, and I shall be right back.
Are you still struggling with delayed transactions and high fees? There is a better way with Lemfi. Send money with ease from UK, US, or Canada to Nigeria. Your money arrives in minutes, not days. Use the code on the screen to get a cashback when you send money home. Download the Lemfi app on your Google Play Store or your App Store today.
Welcome back. So we have a guest with us today, and so we are going to be learning a lot from her. So sit and go nowhere. So you're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you.
I really appreciate you for obliging us.
It's a pleasure also being here.
So can you take us through some of the things you told me over the phone?
Okay. Let me start with I was a young girl filled with love and beautiful future ahead. So I and my husband dated for 5 years before we tied the knot.
Okay.
Okay, after getting married, yeah, he was the only child and he was raised by his mom alone after he lost his dad.
Okay.
He was much more like a mommy's boy,
Okay.
which at first I thought it was going to be enduring. But later on, he lost his job. So it was much more becoming frustrating.
At what point did he lose his job?
A year after the marriage.
Okay.
So doing then, though I was trying to support with the little I had. But instead, it's becoming worse because he started drinking and he drink more than he used to before.
Okay.
So doing that processing, I was doing the little I can with the little I had. But a year after he lost his job, his mom came visiting for a week.
Okay.
Yeah, then during our stay, she called me one night and she wanted us to have a discussion, which she asked what we are doing concerning our child bearing, that we don't have a child yet. But I was really shocked because I assumed she wanted to discuss with me about my husband unemployment, not
Okay.
knowing it's about the child. Plus a year we got married, then plus a year my husband lost his job. That's just 2 years. So just 2 years within our marriage. I wasn't expecting her to bring that up first. So
Okay.
fine. We had a discussion and she suggested we seek spiritual help also,
Okay.
which she also wanted me not to inform my husband about it.
Okay.
I agreed. Then we traveled down to Oyo to meet this herbalist, which after all the ritual stuff he did, he assured that I will surely conceive, I think a month or so. But to my surprise, I was seriously ill. Like, even me myself thought I'm going to die because I wasn't even expecting to survive it.
After taking you to the herbalist,
Yes,
Okay.
and after all the ritual they performed there, so
did
I
you tell your husband when you got
I
home?
was asked not to by my mother-in-law,
Okay.
so which I did not tell him.
Okay.
Okay, then after the ritual, after the sickness and everything, my mother-in-law was supportive with herbal stuff. Like, she was so caring and all that. Okay, I got fine. I was okay.
Were you pregnant eventually?
I wasn't. So at first, I was sick then. So all I was worried about is my life.
Okay.
Okay, I got better. After that, a month later, my husband secured this huge construction contract.
Okay.
Everything was fine. We had to move to another house. Despite all the rituals, still yet I did not still conceive.
Despite everything.
Yes. So I asked my mother-in-law what next.
Okay.
But she said we should leave everything to God. But me myself, I was worried in a bit, but still, okay. My friend took me to see a pastor, and he prayed for me. But the pastor said I should stay vigilant.
Vigilant. How?
Yes, yeah, that's where we're going now.
Okay.
So the next day, my mother-in-law came in a rush, and she was like, I should stop seeing the pastor, I should stop going to church, that we had to stay and wait on God. So
Did your husband tell her you've
I
been
did not
visiting
even tell my
pastors?
husband I was going to see a pastor.
Oh,
So I was not really sure how my mother-in-law
got to know.
that I went to
And she
see.
came the next
The
day.
next day, exactly the next day, attacking me not to go to church or to see any pastor or sort. Okay, then I didn't say anything. She left. I didn't understand her reaction. One evening, I overheard their conversation.
Okay.
I was heartbroken. I heard her discussing with my husband. My husband has impregnated another woman.
Your husband
There-
impregnated another woman already.
yes. And my mother-in-law asked him not to let me know. Okay,
That explains why she told you to leave everything to God.
that is just it. So I was still thinking of that, which I wasn't even in the right sense yet. Then my mother-in-law came over. She gave me a black soap to use at midnight. But-
Midnight.
Yes, midnight.
After taking you to the herbalist the first time,
Which she said I should leave everything in the hands of God.
without
Then-
telling your husband.
Yes. But something in me said I should not use it. So I did not.
Okay.
Okay, after a week, she came back and she was really angry, shouting at me that I'm not honest, that I didn't use the soap.
You didn't ask her how she got to know that you didn't use the soap.
I was just surprised I did not. So she asked why didn't I use the soap, that I wasn't honest. Then my husband, being a mommy's boy that he stood there silently, saying nothing. He was just looking. He could not intervene or say anything.
Couldn't even defend you.
Nothing of such. So I was just looking at the both of them. Then my mother-in-law, I overheard her telling my husband, talking to my husband, something chilly. That his wife, that is me, that I'm the secret to his wealth.
The secret to his wealth.
Yes,
It means they used you.
that is just it.
Wow.
Not just the secret to his wealth, but that I have to use the soap for the renewal of his riches. So that if I refuses to use it, that is the end of his riches, prosperity, and wealth.
That was why she was following you up.
Yes.
And why she told you not to stop visiting pastors.
That is it. I was stunned. Like, everything began to make sense. My illness after the ritual, her hostility towards me, even when I resisted, then I knew I had to leave. So, the next day I went to see my pastor,
Okay.
who confirmed my fear. So he prayed for me, gave me spiritual guidance, and he urged me to flee. Like,
Okay.
so I knew I had no choice than
To run.
to run for my life. So the next day, I went back home. I had no choice than to quit my job. I left everything behind. So I ran for my daily life. I flew.
Relocated from the
Yes, I
environment.
relocated from the environment. So 2 years later, I remarried. By the grace of God, today, I have a wonderful son with a beautiful family.
Oh, that's just good to know. That's a good one.
Yeah.
And
so,
thank God you ran away. Thank God you took the steps you took.
Yes, because I knew I had no choice. So, my story isn't just about pain, but it's about trusting your instinct and knowing when to leave, when you have to leave. So, I would like to share my story and to help other people out there. When you have the same feelings, you should learn to trust your instincts.
And most
My-
importantly, move closer to God.
Yes, and being
Because-
prayerful. That's just it.
Because
so.
if not for the fact that you were prayerful, you wouldn't have met with your pastor
And
who
for the
told you
help-
some things.
Yes, with the help of my friend and the spiritual guidance my pastor put through also. So, and with my instinct at first. So, I was thankful to God and to my friend and my pastor.
So, did your husband ever try to, reach out to you to sort things out, talk things over after all the scenario?
Not directly, but he sent messages through mutual friends. But I had to choose peace over everything and safety. So I have no choice
Which is the
but
most important thing.
yes, to choose safety first. So
Peace and safety.
yes,
It's only one who is alive that can tell the story like
that
you
is
are
it.
telling today.
That is it. So
Mm.
he does, but I chose safety first.
So, how did you find the strength to leave, knowing you don't have any family or friends to support?
Well, my faith kept me strong, and I think God placed the pastor in my path just to lead me, to guide me, and I knew I had no choice than to just leave.
Hmm.
So that's just it. My faith and my pastor was there for me.
Was there for you?
Yes.
So, throwing back, do you have advice for people who are currently going through a similar situation as you?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, I do. Especially you trusting your instincts or when you notice a red flag.
Hmm. They should
Or
always
more,
trust their instincts.
yes, and when you notice or you see a red flag, and more, even from family,
Hmm.
and you should be prayerful and surround yourself with people who genuinely wants the best for you. So with that, I think you're good to go.
Hmm. That's good.
Yes.
And I might quickly add this. I think one shouldn't respect people to the point of shovering one's safety
That's
off,
it.
because I am very sure it was out of respect that you had for your mother-in-law that you couldn't turn that
Yes.
down when she told you guys should go to
Yes.
see an
Or
herbalist.
spiritual, whatever. Yes, yes. You're right. So
People should learn to say no
yes.
to things they are not comfortable with.
Yes. Most especially your instinct when it's telling you not to, and when you notice a red flag, or when it gets to the level you're being told not to inform someone else.
Someone else.
Yes, like she told me not to inform my husband, even though they are both in it together.
I'm sure it was still out of respect that you kept that away.
Yes, yes.
All
That's
right.
it.
That's good. I must say a very big thank you for sharing your story. At least it's a reminder that strength and faith can see us through the darkest moments of our lives.
That's just it.
I really appreciate, and trust me, it's going to go a long way to encourage as many as are going through the same phase as you went through.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
A quick one. We have a token, a little gift for you.
Wow.
This is from our company. This is from MTech Home.
Thank you.
Saying a very big thank you.
Thank you to
for
them.
coming.
God bless you.
And this is from Becky Triple M Company.
Wow.
He says we should give this to you.
Thank you. Thank you to them. I really appreciate it. God bless them.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And
ma'am.
I personally say thank you also.
You're welcome too.
You're welcome.
Yes, ma'am.
Anytime.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, people, I'm very sure you've been learning a lot from this episode, and I'm very sure someone out there also has picked one or two things. A reminder always, pick peace over anything else. Pick God first over everything you're doing in life. And once again, because we've come to the end of today's show, it's a reminder, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on our Facebook and Instagram page. And if you have someone going through one or two things you want us to know about, please don't hesitate to reach out to us on the numbers that are, showing on the screen, or reach out to us on our email. Until next time, I remain your number one host, Damilola Adedbera, aka Damien Swags. Until then, remain cute, pretty, beautiful. Bye.